Hey, Froggy, are you ready for a smashing good time?
That's right, baby. We're going back to 1977.
Woo!
Jennifer Walters, Esquire, lawyer, millennial, searching for a way to balance a career and her personal life. Then an accidental dose of gamma-radiated blood alters her body chemistry. And now, when Jennifer Walters grows angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs. The creature is driven by rage and pursued by online trolls.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
She is provoked into a rampage that has landed her in prison, and now she is seen only for the raging spirit that dwells within her.
And that is just a taste of what was to come. No, actually, it's not, because
That's actually a better taste than what was to come.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name's Puppetine. I'm not from the Geeky Puppet Show. We're on the Geeky Puppet Show. Today, for what? Well, She-Hulk. She's an attorney at law, but
Yes,
this time she's an attorney in prison.
We're talking about my mother.
She's a beautiful woman.
Hulk's my daddy.
Wait a minute. I knew you always sounded like you were from Alabama. There we go.
I'm from Old Man Logan comic books where the Hulk and Jen had kids.
Yeah. Poor She-Hulk. Oh. Anyway, with this episode 9, we have reached the finale. You know, last episode was the best episode of the season, and I was wondering if they could tie it all together. They could not. So after Jen ends up in prison, because that's what we jumped to, that whole beginning sequence, that's a dream. After that,
and a quick recap too.
Yeah. After that, she goes ahead. She is locked away in the same cell Abomination was in, and she's offered a deal. She can never turn into She-Hulk again, but she'll be free. So, I mean, I guess that's the best they could offer. She lives back home with her parents, and she just needs to get away. So she goes to stay at Abomination's retreat. But that's when her friend does some digging, and pieces start coming together. Turns out that the lodge has been rented out by Intelligentsia, who is run by none other than, what's his name, Todd?
The guy basically wanted to date her.
Yep, and she did not want to date him because he just wanted to feed his She-Hulk fetish.
Don't we all?
Well, yes, but we can handle ourselves better than Todd. And that's when everything becomes a huge mess. Todd injects himself with some blood. Abomination is there, but he's not a bad guy. He's just trying to make a buck. It's not like he's behind the whole operation. And then Hulk jumps out from space, and Titania comes in through the wall, and everything is thrown in at once. And Jen looks to the camera and says, "This doesn't work." She's talking about how bad her own show is. And so it stops, and she breaks through the Marvel tab of Disney Plus and works her way into the writing room. And
I gotta say that part actually was kind of funny because I was been waiting for that the whole entire time.
When it went to the menu, I was watching with a few people, and they thought I clicked the menu button on the remote. But no. So She-Hulk breaks through the writing room. We get to see the team there, and as they tell her, "Oh, listen, this is what Kevin wants," and nobody talks to Kevin. Kevin just gets what he wants. That's in puppet years, Ultra Ninja. So I can't reveal that.
She basically goes there. She goes talks to the writers. The writers basically like, I'll murder you for Kevin. And I gotta say, this shows you a lot about the writers because they wrote that shit, and that really was them. Oof! I wanted the show so bad.
Yeah, they wanted.
Yeah. But she goes to Marvel Studios. She walks in there. There's a male receptionist because it's Disney. And the guy says like, well, here, you need to sign here. She signs this. And then he basically hits the alarm button, for guard and stuff. And then she's like, really? If you're going to do that, why did the sign the non-disclosure? Ugh. Anyway, she walks in. It's Kevin.
Look at the little hat thing up there.
I know. Knowledge enhanced visual interconnectivity. Nexus.
That probably is the funniest part of it.
I gotta say, it all makes sense why there's so many bad shows.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I think that is part of the joke. He's an AI that creates the most.
Well, we've never seen him outside the things. It could be an AI.
It was an AI all along.
AI? What? What? Yeah.
It was AI all along. There we go. Also, with Kevin, she basically spends the whole next 5 minutes saying, listen, this is what people want. Let's just get rid of all of the Hulk boosting side plot and just make it so that Todd faces the consequences, and so does Abomination and all that. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, well, the cool thing though is when she's actually inside the office, so like Kevin's office, there is all these like comic books on there, including the new She-Hulk. Look, even America Chavez there's in there too, and a few other ones. So it's like, oh, Captain America, Daredevil. Here, let me see if I can upload a photo for you to look at.
We're watching as Froggy is showing our professionalism here.
I am.
Indeed.
Because I'm awesome.
That's right. Puppeting standard time. That's correct, Marania. But
right here.
Okay, I didn't notice that. I didn't.
Yeah. Yes, great.
Well, great. So finally, Kevin pretty much agrees and says, you're never going to access me again. Bye, bitch. Before She-Hulk is sent back to her show. Todd gets arrested. He's not hulked up. Abomination goes to prison to face the consequences of breaking his parole. And Matt Murdock is thrown in there because a girl has needs.
Yes.
So does a frog.
I just gotta say though, I'm glad that Charlie Cox is being used again. At least, I mean, even if he's using it in a joking manner, it's cool to see he's actually like still recognized. Most studios will this week, you know what? We're done with you. We're cast. You're not coming back. Disney actually brought back for their Spider-Man movies. They brought back,
Homeboy.
Yeah. So I'm saying it's cool that they actually recognized, they're the famous actors.
And he's truly has the best episode here.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, they're doing the Fast and Furious, the family ending, at the table.
Yep. And Matt's there, but he's just visiting.
Yes.
And that's when, speaking of family, if you looked at the thumbnail, Hulk shows up. And he's like, hey, sorry I've been away, but I want you to meet somebody.
Yeah, they had to introduce me because I am so pumped up, yeah.
But they introduce you and Scar.
I don't care about Scar. He's a puny little guy.
He does look weird with that haircut. Like, in his face is just... It was really off-putting. But yes, so they wanted to go ahead and just confirm World War Hulk. It's happening. It's coming. Jen makes a comment about saving everything regarding Hulk for his movie. So that's the weirdest way they've introduced a coming film, but it is what it is.
So at the end, yeah, like you said, we get basically Emil Blonsky being breaken out again by Wong. Yeah, and he asks about Wi-Fi. He says, "Here's the password." Remember, it was
Yes.
Shambhala, the Wi-Fi
Shambhala.
password.
That was really Wong of him.
That joke was all kinds of Wong.
If that's Wong, I don't want to be liked.
I'm done with this.
Anyway, this episode's not great. It's really not. Like it has some slight funny moments. I do not mind her breaking out of the menu.
I still would say it's the second best episode. Sadly,
yeah. It's the second best. It doesn't mean it's very good. A lot of it is just this huge mess.
The previous episode was the best. It was actually the only good episode of the whole entire show.
Worth watching. Yeah. Episode 8 is an actual enjoyable 30 minutes of television. This is not so much.
If they do that, they better give me Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. Hulk him up, baby.
That's what I'm hearing. Harrison Ford, pretty much, he's taken over as General Ross.
Yes, because William Hurt kicked the bucket a couple of years ago. I think it was last year, or was the year before?
I thought it was this year.
Oh, was it this year? Like I said, everybody's dying like every 5 minutes, so I don't know who's dying for celebrities, what time, when, where. All I know is that it just seems kind of too soon to replace William Hurt, and I'm just thinking, we're going to get Harrison Ford acting and just saying, "Hey, kid, I'm the Hulk, the real Hulk," as he punches Bruce.
You look a little different.
Yes.
So yeah, that's everything that happened, and that's everything pretty much. This season has sucked so bad. You could totally skip episodes 2 to 7. You could skip 1, honestly, as long as you understand the Jen She-Hulk, and you could just watch episode 8 because that's
I would say the first episode is really worth watching.
Okay.
It's not horrible. It's 2 through 7. It just got worse and worse and worse. And then the whole thing with the whole this is what pisses me off. When we had the Wrecking Crew, we're just user as a joke. I thought if they're smart, would they actually stealing the Hulk blood, give them, and we actually get the
boost them up.
Yeah, so they can actually be in a future movie.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Yeah,
I understand the characters in the books that we see them. They're silly. I don't take them seriously anyway. But they shouldn't have been turned into into the people they were.
Are you kidding me? Wrecker went toe to toe with Thor and the Hulk.
Yeah, but at the same time, I remember them in Secret Wars. So, but anyway.
Well, that's not their fault. That's the person who wrote it.
I would skip episodes 3 through 7 and watch 1, 2, 8, and 9. 9 isn't terrible. This isn't terrible. I don't think it's very good. But this episode, overall, it had some funny moments. That beginning, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And then it was downhill from there. And to the point that She-Hulk had to look at the camera and say, "This doesn't work for me."
Like I said, I would have loved it more if she would have been on the run the whole entire time. That's what I liked about the Bill Bixby Hulk. Even though it wasn't real Hulk, he was still drifting from place to place. He felt for the guy. You have no connection to this at all. Other than her just saying she hates men. I mean, that's not really connection. That's more like she's trying to basically harass me the whole time I watch it. It's like, I hate guys. I'm like, cool. That's cool, baby. You want to go have sex now? I mean, what the hell? Just shut up and just put out.
Yeah. I would avoid the whole show. Austin P says, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I still say episode 8 is worth watching if you were a fan of Daredevil.
Ultra Ninja, give me your phone number and your social security number, and then I'll give you my age.
Well,
let's play here. I'm 1 billion years old.
A billion years? I don't think you were stitched even 50 years ago.
I got stitched a lot of times.
No. I was made in a factory in China.
Hey, that's a good factory in China. Nowadays, their products suck.
There we go. But that is pretty much it. We want to thank you so much for sticking through. I'm so glad this show's done. Honestly, so glad it's done. I hope it doesn't get a season 2, because if season 2 is anything like this, it's just not. It's not right. It doesn't deserve it. Anyway, though, we want to thank you so much for watching. We want to hear your thoughts. So if you're watching after, leave a comment down below. Also, like and subscribe helps out the channel. And that's about it. Thank you one last time. You have a good night. Don't watch She-Hulk. Bye!
Unless you want to, go ahead. You have my blessing.
Good night.